from the station that's on your side. This is Channel 7 News at 6.
I would be cold-blooded if I couldn't say that the circumstances are just, they're tragic. But they're tragic for the child, they're tragic for the family, they're tragic for the community.
Developing news tonight. The Garland County Circuit Court judge whose son died in a hot car last summer has bonded out after being arrested today.
It's a story we've been following since last July when Judge Wade Narramore's son was left in a hot car for about 5 hours, according to the arrest warrant. Tonight, for the first time, we're hearing from Narramore's neighbor. Channel 7's Maureen Glisovic, who's been covering this story, is live outside the Garland County Sheriff's Office tonight. Maureen.
Well, it took just about 8 minutes for Judge Wade Narramore to be booked and released from the county jail. His bond, $5,000. Now, Narramore has been charged with negligent homicide, and tonight his neighbor, only speaking to Channel 7, saying while it was a difficult incident to witness, he's not shocked Narramore's been arrested.
I was in the house, and it was on an afternoon, a hot July afternoon, as I remember it, and the dog alerted me, and I went out, and Wade was sitting in the yard with his child. So it was pretty tough. It was difficult.
It was July 24th, 2015, when Judge Wade Narramore's 18-month-old son, Thomas, died after being left in Narramore's hot car. Narramore called 911 at the corner of James Street and Fair Oaks Place, according to the arrest warrant obtained by Channel 7. And that's where his neighbor, Gerald Keith, found him.
The neighborhood was really shocked because Wade and Ashley, have lived here a long time. They live up behind us, in fact, and they're through the neighborhood on a regular basis, and Thomas was too. So it's a real shock, it really is. So.
While Keith says the neighborhood is still shocked, he isn't shocked about Narramore's arrest. According to the arrest warrant, Narramore gave a statement to Hot Springs Police in November telling the timeline of events. Narramore said at around 8:15 a.m. on July 24th, he said his morning prayers with Thomas, then stopped at McDonald's for breakfast, which was out of the ordinary because he usually prepared breakfast at home. He went on to say he had a court case on this day he was worried about. He then went to work. Later that day, he was leaving his home to go pick up Thomas from daycare, but as he turned the corner, he heard a noise in the back of the car. He turned around and saw Thomas in his car seat. He said he immediately stopped the car and got Thomas out of his seat.
There was a lot of concern in the community of what would happen, and it's been a long time. It really has.
Now, this negligent homicide charge is a Class A misdemeanor, which means Narramore is facing up to 1 year in jail and a $2,500 fine. He's due in court on February 23rd, and of course, Channel 7 will be there to continue updating this story. For now, I'll send it back to you.
Maureen Glisovic reporting live tonight. Thank you. Now that the prosecutor has determined there's enough evidence to file charges, many are asking what took so long to make that decision. Channel 7's Janelle Lilly gives us some perspective on the issue, comparing the timeline of this case to others in our state.
Beth, in the last 10 years, 10 children have died in hot car deaths in the state of Arkansas. Of those, a decision by the prosecutor to charge or not charge was made within a week in all but one case where a mom was unaware that her 4- and 5-year-old had crawled into the trunk of the family car in an apparent game. But even in that circumstance, the mom was charged within 5 months. According to the probable cause affidavit, Narramore's case is more similar to the rest of these cases, where a parent accidentally left the child inside the car. But unlike the rest of these cases, his charge comes 7 months, not 7 days after the accident.
After months of missed deadlines and speculation, Judge Wade Narramore is now charged with negligent homicide in the death of his son, Thomas. Prosecutor Scott Ellington saying he's heard the rumors of special treatment and intentional delays.
I say that there are a lot of people with a lot of opinions, and, I had to make the right decision, and I made the right decision at the right time, and that's what our team did.
Public scrutiny is high in this case. Already, the Judicial Discipline and Disability Commission taking steps to keep the judge off the bench until the case is closed.
The JDC will be seeking an interim suspension of Judge Naramore under Rule 10. This is standard procedure when a judge is charged with any type of crime.
And that vote will take place on Tuesday. The recommendation will be made to the Supreme Court, who can suspend Naramore with pay until his case is decided. Back to you, Scott.
Janelle Lilly tonight. Thank you.
Your Metro First Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Ned Permy.
Well, we're feeling a little bit more warmth out there. We got one more day to enjoy that. Friday's looking great with temperatures in the upper 50s and lower 60s to mid 60s across the southwest. Right now, just a few clouds moving into northern Arkansas and approaching the metro area. You can see them streaming in from the north, but these are just clouds. No rain anticipated with these at all as high pressure continues to build into the region. A weak front slipped through the state today and will move farther to the south as we move into the weekend, and that's going to bring a nice big cool down. Temperatures are in the 40s around the metro area, 45 degrees at Little Rock, 51 Hot Springs, and 46 degrees at Pine Bluff. We do have some precipitation to talk about as we close the weekend time frame. Could be a little mixed bag. I'll talk about it on the way.
Okay, Ned, thank you. The bodies of the two boaters who disappeared shortly before this time yesterday have been found tonight. It happened about 2:30 today at Lake Maumelle. Channel 7's Jordan Vonke joins us with how they were found. Jordan.
Scott, the bodies of those two boaters were found about 200 yards away from this Highway 10 bridge here. Game and Fish tells us that they were about 6 feet apart from each other when they were discovered today, and they were also discovered not wearing life jackets. Those two individuals are identified as 29-year-old Joseph Greenway of Perrin and 27-year-old Anthony Mayfield of Perryville. Game and Fish says that it appears that somehow they were flung from the boat with the kill switch still in the engine, and that's where witnesses tell us that that boat was moving in a circular motion, and that's what led to those 911 calls. Authorities stopped searching at around 10 o'clock last night and started again at around sunrise, and then found the bodies of those two individuals around 2:30 today near that bridge here behind us. Family anxiously waited for results or any sort of discovery of those two bodies along the banks of the lake today. Now, the water is about 40 degrees and the wind was blowing at some points very fast, at making things difficult for Game and Fish while searching. And they also gave us some advice for boaters who may want to put their boat in the water here now, just some less than 40 days away from spring.
Like we always say, make sure you have all the proper equipment. Make sure you have your life jacket on, not just have it in the boat, actually have it on your person. And also be sure you're wearing your kill switch, your lanyard, while you're operating your vessel.
There was a small incident today with the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office boat that was out here with search and rescue. It is still beached just across the lake here. There were no injuries reported, but Game and Fish were able to get those off and then back onto shore. That's all for now here on Lake Maumelle. Back to you.
All right, Jordan, thank you for that report. There was another fire in Pine Bluff this morning, injuring one person. Channel 7's Alexis Rogers joins us with what happened and also some things to consider when it comes to renter's insurance. Alexis.
Well, Beth, we asked our viewers if they have renter's insurance, and according to our poll, 43% said yes and 57% said no. After multiple homes have been destroyed, we wanted to find out what consumers need to consider.
For the second time, in less than 24 hours, another residence in Pine Bluff was engulfed in flames. According to Pine Bluff fire officials, this home on the 4100 block of 8th Street suffered major damage and left the homeowner injured Thursday morning. More than 30 people are still trying to pick up the pieces from the large Country Club Plaza fire on Wednesday when their home was destroyed. According to our Channel 7 poll, there's a fine line between those who have and don't have renter's insurance.
Only 11.8% of all the residential policies in Arkansas were renters, which shows that, we have room to grow.
There's a few things to consider. Most landlords' policies most likely won't cover personal belongings. Renter's insurance costs somewhere between $12 and $30 per month. Luxury items might not qualify, and pets can drive up the costs. There are many different kinds of insurance that cover different things. For instance, if your car got broken into.
The car insurance takes care of the window, takes care of the door, or whatever, how they got into the car. But what's inside the car, auto insurance doesn't do that. But renter's insurance would be able to help you. When you weigh that against the peace of mind of if something were to happen to you and you have to start replacing things, I think it's an expense that folks can easily justify.
Now, if you have any questions regarding insurance, you can call 800-852-5794. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Alexis, thank you. Still ahead tonight at 6, protecting your feet.
Is the nail salon you're using clean and following by the rules? We'll look into it for you, what we found, coming up at 6:16.
Channel 7 News at 6. Brought to you by Everett Buick GMC, Lorraine's The Diamond Center in Hot Springs, and by Malvern National Bank. Skycams, sponsored by Middleton Heat and Air. From the weather team with the most experience, this is Channel 7 Chief Meteorologist Ned Permy.
Not much of a sunset tonight on our Middleton Skycam. A lot of clouds moving in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. Temperature downtown, 45. It's a chilly day, but not too bad. Got up into the low 50s in most areas of the state today. A little bit warmer to close the work week out as we see lots of sunshine again and kind of mixing with a little bit of clouds from time to time. 58 degrees between 2 and 3 in the afternoon, and then the bottom falls out over the weekend. We've got high pressure that is going to be sinking our way, and that's going to sink those temperatures. 39 is a high on Saturday, 40 degrees on Sunday, and notice a 40% chance of some precipitation. And by Sunday night into early Monday, some of that could be a little bit of a mixed bag of winter weather, mainly across the northern counties. We're talking a little sleet or freezing rain up there, and depending on the timing and the temperature, Sunday morning, we could need to watch that in central Arkansas briefly, but not a big deal at all. Frontal boundary actually pushed on through the state today, all in the southern sections of Arkansas and northern Louisiana. High clouds, though, building in from the north right now. And our next big change in the forecast is going to be a more highly amplified northwesterly flow, and that's going to bring high pressure in and the colder temperatures moving in for the weekend. And we're going to see readings tomorrow in the 60s and 50s, dropping only into the 30s and low 40s. The weekend approaches, and there's some of the high clouds that'll continue to spread over the state. You can see where that frontal boundary is. 68 at Dallas, 73 degrees at Shreveport, 63 degrees at Jackson, but we're at 45 here at Little Rock. And look at the spread around the state. 39 up at Jonesboro to 62 along that frontal boundary over the southwestern sections of the state. So high pressure builds in, pushes the front a little farther to the south, allowing more cold air to move in for the weekend. And it looks like Saturday and most of Sunday looks dry, but as we take a look at our next quick model, we're going to show you the clouds and the moisture beginning to increase. That's by Sunday afternoon, and it'll increase even further by Sunday night into early Monday. 32, partly cloudy skies tonight. Tomorrow, your Friday forecast, mostly sunny and a little warmer with a high temperature of 58. And then a high of only 39, can you believe it, on Saturday, up to 40 on Sunday with a 40% chance of showers. And maybe Sunday night into early Monday, a little bit of a winter mix across the northern counties. And then rapid warming into next week, back into the 60s all over the state.
That looks pretty nice.
Yeah, look forward to it. Thanks, Ned.
Up next, nail salon nightmares.
What the health department found is happening at some of the salons that you might go to. Well, as we head into spring, many of you might be thinking about heading into a nail salon for a pedicure.
Well, how do you know if the salon you're using is clean and following the rules? Alicia Dover on your side tonight with why some women say they ended up with painful results.
Right. Well, these are the complaints sent to the health department over the last 2 years. In here, there are some very, very serious claims of fungus, painful infections, even emergency room trips and surgery, all claiming that their problems started with a pedicure. So how do you know if the salon you're going to is clean and following the rules? What even are the rules they're supposed to be following? Well, as a regular pedicure customer myself, I can tell you that I did not know the answer to that until I looked into it for my story. The director of cosmetology for the Arkansas Health Department, Kelly Kersey, says she believes there's a general lack of knowledge among salon patrons of how salons should be operating.
I think there's probably is, yeah. And I think this, to educate yourself is the best way to protect yourself.
So tonight at 10, I'll tell you what salons should and shouldn't be doing, and I'll tell you how those salons are monitored. Also, we're trying something new tonight. Right after this broadcast at 6:30, I'll be live on our KATV Facebook page, starting a live chat about my story. I'd love for you to join me and tell me about what you have experienced at nail salons, what you've seen. I'll also be talking about some specific cases and some things I did not have time to fit into my report tonight. That's at 6:30 right after our broadcast over at KATV Channel 7 Facebook page.
Okay, I'll be tuning in.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Alicia. We'll see you at 10 o'clock. Up next in sports, Sully joins us live from the Embassy Suites.
It is the annual Touchdown Club Awards banquet. Tonight's guest speaker and who will be honored coming up.
From the Arkansas Select Buick GMC Sports Desk, here's Steve Sullivan.
We are live at the Embassy Suites. It's a big night for my man Baz and the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Their big season finale. They are honoring, get this, a player and coach from every high school classification, a player from every football playing college in the state, and then some very special awards they're handing out. Here's the man behind giving out all the awards, David Basil. Hey, the night couldn't go any better than this.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, Sully. I mean, this is the greatest collection of football talent in Arkansas one night a year, and it's impressive. I mean, there's some great young men and coaches here tonight.
You joke that your kids are your trophies, and you're debuting two new ones tonight.
They're big kids.
Could you have a better Dan Hampton Award winner than Big Jonathan Woodard from UCA?
It takes a big man to hold a big trophy. Very impressive. What a great kid. Can see him playing on Sundays next year.
And what makes this award very special for Jonathan is the fact that Dan Hampton personally watched all the tape.
He watched the tape and is actually going to call the Bears GM and talk about him. He was so impressed.
Hey, Jonathan, when you're a high school player coming out of Brentwood, Tennessee, did you ever imagine a night like this could be taking place?
Definitely not. It's something I definitely dreamed about, but it's just a testament to my hard work that I've gotten this far.
We're going to test your strength. I know Basil has all these, he prides himself in having the heaviest trophies out there. Can you hoist Dan Hampton over your head?
Yeah. Might be a little tight with my suit.
Look at that, Baz.
Very nice, very nice.
And I forgot to mention, could we have a better special guest and more gracious than Darren McFadden?
Yeah, he was here as a high school senior, Sully. We honored him 4 times at this banquet. It's great to have him back.
And what a great night. Do you still tickets left?
Yeah, come at the door. Not many. Got to hurry.
All right. We're sticking with the awards. How about the Full Court Awards? Here's Kyle with 2 more McDonald's Full Court Award finalists.
I'm Gia Hayes. I'm a combo guard from East Elm High, and I drink a V8 Fusion drink before every game.
Should have had a V18, as in 18 points a game.
It's her work ethic. Since she was in 7th grade, she's always had this really great ability to just go above and beyond what I've ever asked for.
2-time All-State, she'll play D1 basketball at Bucknell.
Definitely a great opportunity, and I just can't wait to capitalize on it.
Hi, my name is Andre Jones, senior guard from Malvern, and I love Olaf, the snowman off of Frozen.
Fitting for Andre, he leaves opponents cold on the court. This transfer from McClellan has led the Leopards into one of the top teams in the state.
We didn't have the mail carrier that could really tote the mail or maybe go get that bucket when a bucket was needed. And that's what he provides.
Next year, he'll play at Little Rock.
Best fit, good coaches, good team. They've been winning too, so I think I'm going to fit in just fine.
For the Full Court Awards, I'm Kyle Deckelbaum.
You know it's a big event when Arkansas superfan Kanan Sandy is here. He has a smile that can light up a room, and you're seeking autographs. Whose autograph is that?
Well, it's Darren McFadden. I miss so much because he did play for Arkansas backs. I would for Cowboys all the way.
That's right, and you are the man. Doesn't get any better than this. How about a big smile for that Channel 7 audience right there? This is Kanan Sandy. He is royalty, having a big time, and you'll hear from Darren McFadden coming up at 10 o'clock, guys. Big time over here at the Embassy Suites, saluting the best in Arkansas high school and college football.
Yes, sir. Tell Kanan I said hi.
Thank you so much.
He's everywhere, isn't he?
He is. He doesn't miss a Razorback event.
Well, here's a look at today's closing stock market numbers as we head to break.
Channel 7 Sports Desk is sponsored by your Arkansas Select Buick GMC dealers.
Well, that does it for us on Channel 7 News at 6.
Yeah, don't forget, Alicia Dover live on Facebook right now taking your questions.